Did you think we were done with Granblue Fantasy Versus here at Combo Breaker 2023? No. The answer is no. We are continuing. We are marathoning our way through into top 24. I'm Risky Sweep.
Hey, and I'm Xiei. What's up, everyone? The match has been really intense up till now too. I think as you've seen, as it gets further along too, this tournament just gets more and more stacked.
Yeah, I'm just watching from the crowd. I'm not you've been in the trenches, by the way. You've been in there. You've been seeing it. You've been passing wartime stories, and I'm just here. I'm looking at it oh, this is a grand old time. I'm having a blast watching these fantastic matches.
I definitely fell down a ravine full of mud, but I have climbed back up in time for my pool, my commentary pool. But it was good though. I mean, everyone's just so strong. You kind of have to peep the competition. How do they react to that? How do they react to this? Just to get a little bit of edge. So definitely don't go away if you're watching these matches. And also the more they play too, the more they're trying to pick up on each other.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's one of those things where the last time we had Combo Breaker here, we didn't have all the new features that we have in the in Granblue Fantasy Versus right as we're going into Rising. We didn't have the rush actually, the tactical moves. We didn't have. I don't even think we had overdrive or anything.
Right.
So
those are all things that were added in this patch. Well, the recent big patch where they really added a lot of ways to utilize your meter, right? And so for most characters, they have different ways to kind of manage their resources. It oftentimes gives you an additional way to kind of put your footprint on your character, right? How am I going to spend my meter here? Am I going to spend it to be aggressive? Am I going to spend it to be more defensive? And I think that's one of the really cool things about this Granblue Fantasy Versus patch.
Yeah, definitely has kind of breathed new life into the game, even as we're going in the offline with the kind of figuring out new things and figuring out new tactics with that. So it's been pretty great on that. I saw some tactics going in there. You don't see a whole lot of backshift, but when it comes out and you get a punish on afterwards, it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of ways to deal with characters. I mean, because characters can really punish things that they were not punishable before because they didn't used to have that option, right? Just making contact with a move is completely different from completely avoiding it. So that's just one of the ways the meta has kind of developed during this patch. And so as you notice, Granblue Fantasy Versus has grown year over year at Combo Breaker 2 and continues to grow, continues to be supported by the offline scene at large. And so it's really great to see kind of this big event right before certain game comes out next week. But
but in the meantime, we still got that and we still got excitement coming into Granblue Fantasy Versus Rising happening in the future.
Exactly. And so and speaking of Rising, first match is going to be looks like a Seahawks mirror with Shuaboo versus Dudeakoff.
Okay, I was wondering about that because I think I've the matches I've seen Dudeakoff for has been Matera on there. But if this is not we'll see if it's a button check here at the beginning here. But no, looks like we're going right into it here.
He's got that RGB razor.
Yeah, definitely ready. It definitely overclocks your computer by 20%.
Yeah. I like this choice because it is a little bit difficult to defend yourself against Seahawks. So, if you're going to go, just jump right into a fist fight, right? That is one way because if you're going to make your primary way of, dealing damage to your opponent defense, that is one way that, having a 6 as a side character can help.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Going into it. Dudeakoff with the Berserker Barrage got theirs out first. Here, following in here, getting with the air fireball afterwards. Back into the corner you go with that tactical move going in there, getting a little bit of extra damage here. Follow up. Did not dodge the overdrive here, but has a little bit of chance trying to stay alive in this round.
Yeah, one more throw though will do it. Yeah. Oh, yep, late break. But he's in chip range now.
Okay, going ahead and getting the follow-up here. Going back into the neutral territory and go one more throw back into the left corner here. OD on their own. Woo! Just a little bit far enough away from that from the parry there.
Spooky right here. So Dudeakoff is almost out of OD, which means he'll be vulnerable to chip after that. This is really scary. Nice throw tech. Oh, right into the air fireball. I like that.
Yeah, catch it. And that's one of the things about 6 too. Can be a rushdown character, can adapt and close the gap pretty quickly there, but also has a lot of surprises, especially when you think you have 6 trapped in the corner.
Yeah, 6 is some of the best mobility in the game, forward and backward. Nice reverse there. Just kind of hitting buttons at the right time. Okay. Tries to reset. Shuaboo says, no, I'll just hit buttons too.
Okay, and that parry comes right back out. That's one of the most consistent parries in the game.
Yeah, it's one of the ones that can't be responded to another way. Some of them can be dodged on reaction, for example, but 6's is just one of the best ones in the game.
All right, gets follow up, goes for the overhead. So to get a follow, everyone's air diving today. Everyone just wants to do it.
Nice. Gets the stagger there, spends some meter to push corner.
Okay, going in for the low. Get the follow-up in the EX territory here. Gets the finish there. Very nice start for Shuaboo.
Yeah, fantastic counter hit confirmed there. When you counter hit, you do get a little more hit stun and did a counter hit specific combo. And, you know, I did not confirm that, you know. Dudeakoff could still be alive and still has a chance to win there. But good on Shuaboo to really confirm that and finish that round out.
Okay, and yeah, like kind of going into the mirror, that's one of the things when you're going like back and forth here is like you realize that Shuaboo very much known to play 6 and has a couple other characters in there as well, but definitely has been, since that character came out, one of the showing cases for that character.
Yeah, Shuaboo told me that when we were discussing it earlier, Granblue Fantasy Versus is one of his very first games, and so it's kind of the game that he grinded all the way through, and you know, it's just like being able to kind of, because he's played the game so much, you know, playing a character as soon as they come out, he's one of the players who's going to be able to kind of adapt on them the most.
All right, Dudeakoff with a couple of great low pokes into EX. Afterwards, the parry comes out, but doesn't no reaction to punish. Shuaboo with the lows here, going to follow him back into the neutral territory here.
Yeah, great response there, but it does get countered for his troubles. And now it's Dudeakoff's turn. Gets a stagger hit there. Spends the cooldown to put it in the corner.
All right, yeah, you do get the little pickup out there. It goes right into the OD.
Interesting OD usage there. He kind of gave up the corner there with that, though. Shuaboo's coming now.
All right, but we're like back in there. The Shuaboo kind of going in, gets a dive in. The parry comes out to play.
Oh, it got dodged. Very nice setup there from Dudeakoff. That is one of the ways you can handle OD. So OD is safe on block, and so one of the only ways you can do with it is make it whiff with the standing dodge, just like that. Really good timing by Dudeakoff there to close it out.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They're following up, like kind of blocks it on there, kind of keeping the close bout. Berserker Barrage coming back out to play.
Ooh, mistimed it. Now Shuaboo's turning the corner. Went for the bait there, but didn't quite commit to it because it didn't have cooldown there.
All right, going back in, kind of diving back, just trying to guess out and like make it happen. Another dive kick here, get the hit there, back into the corner you go here.
Ooh, tried to reset there. Really good buttons from Dudeakoff there. Safe jump, got the hit, but too high to confirm. Response from Shuaboo there. Spending cooldown to push, but just backing off again.
Yeah, a lot of this is kind of like it's been like playing at most at the short range to mid range game here. Like definitely kind of like pacing up, trying to make one or the other press a button to make that happen here. And this has definitely been one of the more hyperactive games. I've never seen so much overdrive unleashed in my life.
Good jump there. Throw. One more will do it. Perfectly symmetrical violence.
Yeah, you gotta love it. I'm actually kind of surprised I didn't try to clash. It was just the timing on that.
Yeah, it looks like Shuaboo just a little bit faster there. Gets the dive on that. Nice bait with the firewall. Baits out the counter. Perfect timing. Gonna get a big combo here.
Okay, gets the throw out. Going in, back in there.
This time Dudeakoff doesn't have OD. He's been using OD as his main defensive option most of the time. I like Shuaboo changing the pace here to kind of get it in before Dudeakoff can even get off. Nice stagger pressure there. But again, good response by Dudeakoff.
All right, getting a follow-up, and we're going right into Skybound Arc.
Interesting choice here. Like I mentioned before, he had done most of his defense with Overdrive. It's not going to be available because you're doing the 100 meter for it.
Yeah, you gotta like it's very hard to build up that meter, especially after getting 100% in the round here.
Gets it for the fireball.
Nice.
Throw can close it, but counters.
And once again, yeah, trying to back up, trying to like bait out anything. Kind of kept like for the low one. What let Dudeakoff go in there? Gets in with the low.
Yeah, really nice there. I think he checked the Dudeakoff trying to throw there, and then Dudeakoff probably didn't expect to block that, and then just got tagged low.
Yeah, that's one of those things in the game. Like everyone has your universal tools. You got the overhead, you got like the throw and all that. Just trying to get things happening there. But it's a being able to respond to that, especially in that close range there, has been like very nice to see from Shuaboo.
Yeah, and Shuaboo today is not wearing the Reese's Puff sweater. He said that, he said it was a lucky sweater, but I think he said, I just don't feel the vibe today. And so far,
doesn't feel a Reese's vibe, huh?
Yeah, I think he's really outgrown it. He's like, you know what? I no longer need a crutch. I'm gonna go at this with my full power, without the super armor.
He cast it off like a hero protagonist, basically.
Yeah. You never know what'll get you motivated, right? He said that this event is one of the bookends for him, right? It is one of the biggest, Granblue Fantasy Versus tournaments, and it's because it's not an EVO this year, right? So
right.
He's gonna leave it all out there, one way or the other.
Yeah, it's also one of the last ones for this variation of the game too. So it's like you want to show off before they change up. They've done a little bit of showcasing preview of the new feature that are coming out with that. But at the same time, you want to show is like, here's all the work that I've been putting into it here. Like, let me give it a good showing. And so far, so good.
Yeah, and Shuaboo does, continue on in winners. Of course, Dudeakoff will continue to lose as well. We really like his 6 play, right? But climbing out losers is no joke. So good luck to him as well.
Oh yeah. So it looks like we're going to be having coming up next potentially 2D McGee versus BePaw.
Oh, okay. So 2D McGee, a very strong Zeta player, right?
Okay.
One of the players who had played this game, for about the longest, took a bit of a hiatus because, most of us started during the pandemic, right?
Right,
so, 2D McGee hadn't necessarily traveled to a lot of tournaments, but I do think Zeta is a somewhat rare character now.
Yeah, you saw a lot of Zeta early on, especially going into the poke stick, using Rhapsody a lot for the parries, even though it just sometimes like the movement options can they're less than ideal in some cases on that, but it just it's been kind of nice seeing that, especially like after some of the recent changes where her fireball is a little bit slower and stuff.
So that was one of her best tools, using a fireball to break your opponent's fireball. And these days it's not quite as dominant as it used to be, but I think most players are not quite familiar with a lot of Zeta's offensive tools. She does have very powerful safe jump, which kind of goes into itself, which is not something that most characters have.
Right.
And so I do think BePaw will play Fairy here. And it really depends on how much he can navigate the neutral here right now.
Yeah, BePaw with the Fairy. And one thing I was looking at when I was looking through and kind of reviewing footage is I was really impressed with how BePaw's Fairy has been playing. Like really being able to use the set play to their advantage in that, kind of keeping that distance, being able to throw out GG whenever, and kind of keeping the opponent guessing a lot of times. So.
Yeah, Fairy's the character who on paper just dominates at mid-long range, right? But part of that dominance is that because you're unsure of what she's going to do, she can put out GG as well and then press the advantage even more, right? So an opponent who's fighting her has to always be on guard to not let her summon, as well as just not to get whipped to death,
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's kind of it's just you got to be very cautious during that.
Yeah, of course. And then, you just have to stare at your opponent the entire time. But I do think that 2D McGee has a lot of experience against Fairy. Down in West Coast where we all started our Granblue Fantasy versus career, we did have an intense rival with another Fairy player. So he may be able to show off some of that character knowledge.
All right, we're going right into it there. Here, going to kind of keep the distance, using that 5L early on, just playing it as a poke.
Okay, went for a long jump there, and then good response by BePaw TP. Fairy does have an invisible reversal. It's also a very good anti-air. Yep,
using the EX, that is arrow unblockable afterwards, and gets the catch afterwards. Nice catch.
Yeah, good response to that backdash. Good on them. And again, using that frame trap there, 2D McGee presses something in it. And quick round for BePaw.
Yeah, very nice. Well, we definitely saw going into the rush, rush forward in there, set up GG afterwards. Just again, we're kind of keeping the opponent guessing. Was still able to maintain a control fight in the combo there, but already early on with the DP, just getting that started.
Yeah, it's a very, very powerful move, and went for a counter there, but at least able to get out of that setup.
Yeah, one of the things about that is too, the fact that you have your low and medium are different heights, different trajectories basically on there. You can kind of control if it's oh, they're going to try to go in low there, you can get that stop from there.
Gets an EX charge there. Maybe you can get a setup side. No, back shift. So that's one of the tools that is quite good against Zeta because her safe jump is kind of localized to one location. Back shift is very powerful against it.
All right, you can just get out of the situation. It's I don't want any part of that.
Try to dash down to avoid that. Goes for counter, but it gets beaten out.
Yeah, that's one of the things. What we kind of comparing what we saw from Six's parry earlier, kind of going into the mobility options here, just very limited for Zeta.
Ooh, went for a counter, but just a good response by BePaw. That's one of the things about this game is that a lot of characters, their counter is not instant during that. So very dominant round from BePaw right there. As you saw too, Fairy situationally does a ton of damage, right? So you do have to be very wary of that GG setup.
Okay, we're going right back into it here, though. Already throwing out GG, just kind of letting it fester in the middle of the arena.
Counter again, being very aggressive.
Get the follow-up, good tech on the throw here. We're keeping it in the corner, going with the low end. Yeah, we'll get the follow-up, just one follow-up here, and we're just poking and taking. And the response from BePaw, just to get out the corner, incredible.
I like that. It's very low reward, but you want to take the positioning. And okay, good blocker. That is air blockable. That is one thing about Fairy. Her anti-air is air blockable in that situation.
Right. You have to actually use if you're wanting to do air blockable, unblockable ground overs, you got to go into for the 5H and 5L. You can't just use your standard anti-air.
Very aggressive from 2D McGee again. I like the decision making here.
All right, yeah, going in overdrive. Yeah, gets pushed away.
Yeah, unfortunately, you can't dodge after the flash. It's already instant at that point.
Yeah, and it's very hard. Like if you you see it in motion, it's like, oh, I can do that. It's like it's just the timing is just very hard and difficult to deal with.
Yeah, it's pretty flat. Like after post flash, it's actually just your character can't move by doing that. So unlike other games. Okay, good response there using EX charge again.
Yeah.
Backshift is not available. Nice bait on the throw.
Yeah, gets the counter on the universal overhead and going to get the round with that. Good job.
Yeah, I like the more aggressive tone from 2D McGee here. Just kind of, it is a bit YOLO to just kind of tackle in, but it's working out a lot better. Again, using the counter, but unfortunately BePaw gets the best of it here. Seth said, GG, this is scary. But went for a respectful setup there, so only taking the throw.
All right, yep. All right, trying to go in and gets countered afterwards. We're back in the middle. Get the follow up. Yeah, goes back and just tries to fire on the fireball, and we get that. We don't see a lot of that air dive from Barry nowadays.
Yeah, you don't see it too often because it is a bit of an unnecessary risk sometimes. It used to be one of her best tools just because it was so hard to deal with after you block it, but counter does not work here.
Yeah, no, GG gets the counter, and you get the wall damage included on it. Not enough to kill, but it does give the BePaw at a good advantage here. Just kind of going to follow up here. Follow up. The DP knocks 2D McGee down for the potentially final round of the set.
Yeah. I think 2D McGee had a chance right there, but kind of misplayed his offense there, and that makes it really hard. But right now, BePaw early using cooldown does not have the ability to follow up a combo. So this may be time for 2D McGee to try to get in. Drill in, nice counter.
Yep, just goes in there, just try to get out, and the EXDP says no, get out of the way.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, because this is going to be more difficult now. BePaw almost has full meter. And probably going to end up with 50 to spare, too.
Yeah, and especially, again, we were seeing, we didn't have this at the last combo breaker here.
Nice
now
block.
having access to the tactical move there, just being able to go in there. We see it there, making it safe afterwards here, going to try to go in another DP. These DPs keep knocking a Zeta from the sky.
Yeah, good hit by the fireball. And 2D McGee does have a chance here, though. Goes for the EX. This could be the start of something. Safe jump, throw gets tech, late. Throw again, another late tech, but DP.
Third time is the charm, indeed. Gets around, and that would be, that would be BePaw moving on. Yeah,
I think 2D McGee definitely had some opportunities there, but was unable to bait a single DP, unfortunately.
Yeah, there was definitely some more familiarity. It's okay, I understand what BePaw's trying to do there. Was able to close the distance, especially with the EX, dashing forward. And it was just trying to do their best on that, but unfortunately it was too little too late, and BePaw was already shifting their momentum. So it was I can get out of here with EXDP, I can just keep it on, just get surprising with the GG attack on there. So
I think it's just hard because, you have to be extremely careful when you're fighting against Fairy, and sometimes you just run out of patience, and that's just very normal. So you saw right there, 2D McGee had been able to get 2 throws, even though they were late tech, so you get a little bit of damage. Kind of ended up overextending on the third one right there, right? Probably expected another kind of throw bait or something, but had he been able to run up and do a hard bait, then he would have had a chance to win that round. But it's hard to have that mental space against a character that keeps you off for so long.
Yeah, no, definitely. Especially when you have the tools to get in, but you have so little time once you get in there, and especially when he's EXDP, you're back in the middle of the screen there. What do you do in that situation? You're back where you started.
Yeah, and that's one of those things about fighting games where oftentimes decision making, because you're making these choices in real time, that's kind of where the challenge is, right? So you know what you can do all the time, but will you be in the right headspace to do it, right? That's one of the hardest things about fighting games.
And that even going in from pool to pool, even if you just were in top 48 in the last one, going into top 24, that's a change. That's a change of scenery. That's a change of your mindset at that point, because you're going okay, I got to get forward. I want to get into top 8 at that point. So it's just a change that has to happen there.
Yeah, and something that doesn't change is Zombmu being pretty far in the tournament.
Yes.
In addition to SenpaiSpyder, of course.
Yeah, so we're definitely probably going to get Matera versus Cagliostro.
Yeah, I do think so, unless either player has a secret thing they brought in here. But I do believe the last set they had played in stream was probably extremely close. Matera does have kind of the tools to fight Cagliostro, because she is just a mobile character who has a lot of setups as well, right?
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out here. Of course, Cagliostro, Zombmu, probably one of the best players of that character. Just very opportunistic with the setups, teleports, being able to manage resources with a rock as well. But SenpaiSpyder is no slouch either.
Yeah, we're probably going to see a lot of that, especially like charging rock there, like kind of like keeping at bay there. But also, I don't think I've like with Zombmu, I don't think I've seen anyone do the EX teleport as well as him.
Yeah, I think Zombmu has a good idea of how someone's going to respond to teleport pretty quickly in the match, right? So the EX teleport is one of those tools that on paper, you know, oh, it's not invincible, but it does have plus frames on block. So it's just one of those tools that can be utilized both on offense and on defense. Can also be used to kind of change your air timing as well. Yeah,
it's one of those moves that when I first look at it, it's like, oh, Kagi gets a teleport. You know, I don't. It's like I just look at that. It's like no. But it turns out it's like, oh, that's a key focus of the tool set of Kagi.
Yeah, for sure. I do think that one of the things that we may see here in this match is that. Depending on how SenpaiSpyder responds to teleport, will they be more active against it, try to immediately try to respond to a potential throw, or will they respond just by respecting it and trying to move instead? That might even like end up being like a critical moment in the match.
Right. Especially in a case of like if SenpaiSpyder is not able to get out, like throw out the butterflies, kind of get things started where the setup's there where they can really get in, maybe take over the corner, get an advantage there. Like it will be interesting to see where that would go. But hold on a second.
May or may not be Uno pick. I mean, Uno could be a decent choice here because most people are not as familiar with Uno and has kind of a really powerful defensive tool that is very underrated, right? Yeah. It also has great normals too. So
yeah, it has great normals, has a pretty good mobility all the way through. Has that parry that Uno has is really good.
Yeah, and I think that this could be a choice because Matera does not have good defensive tools, right? If this is indeed the pick. So I'm interested to see how they have developed, like, you know, their character for this matchup.
All right, yeah, this is still winner's side, so maybe it's a little bit of experiment. It's like, let's bring it out, let's see what happens. And I'm like just excited to see Henry Uno coming back on the screen. So that's a nice little surprise to me.
I mean, Uno is a very underrated character. I mean, he's not the kind of character that you normally like would see in a fighting game, just a small Pringles man, but you know,
small floaty Pringle.
Yeah, also too has great mid-range normals as well.
Yeah, okay, getting the tech out of there, gonna get the follow-up. Yeah, there's one of those tools right there. Gonna get the follow-up here, and a little bit of a surprise already in the corner, getting half of that life bar gone for Zombmu.
Yeah, big damage. What's the setup? Just gonna go low here. Spend the EX. Okay, EX wow, immediate overdrive.
Yeah, realizes like I'm in the corner, I need to get out of here ASAP.
Yeah, I like this decision making here too, because that right there, you know, you can parry that from long range and punish. Nice counter pick so far. It's working out quite well in this round.
Yeah, like able to play the mid-range quite well here.
And now chip is a factor. Yeah, just, you know, waiting for that teleport. Great choice so far by SenpaiSpyder.
Yeah, just a little bit of a love tap, get the first round.
Yeah, that's the thing too, because he was in overdrive, just the extra chip damage from the normals. Because they don't normally chip, but in overdrive they do.
Right.
Sweep immediately. That change air timing is going to lend in for the big combo here. And a big rock.
Yeah, so like since looks like we're going into level 3 here. Getting follow up. You do get extra, like the more you charge it up, the more hits you get it, the more like it gets projectile vulnerability at that point. But we're getting caught in the traps here. On the other side, goes in the low afterwards. We're going to get the corner of the wall bounce. No combo afterwards.
Yeah, just willing to take this here. And perfect. Nice response.
Okay. Yeah, that's the kind of response you want to see at these matches. It's like, I'm not going to let that stand. I'm going to let this continue. I'm going to show you why that was a mistake you chose that.
Yeah, I think that, you know, SenpaiSpyder had the opportunity there to kind of stop the air movement right there, but ended up falling for the teleport. Good defense here.
I like it, like kind of taking the ability to like charge up the rock a little bit here, but we see that Uno being able to get out of the corner through the air dash there.
Nice parry. Just back dash out of the corner.
Yeah,
very good.
Ready this time.
Yeah, really good response to teleport there. I like that a lot.
Okay.
Late tech. Wow, big hit here.
Going to get the follow-up here, and like almost like complete combo gets the overdrive, and like there's activated overdrive from Zombmu here. Goes in and set the map, doesn't want you anywhere near.
Yeah, just backs off. I like that. Because if he can just wait for a counter here, that is a good opportunity, right?
Yeah, there's no reason to go in the corner at that point.
Yeah, you're just waiting for the OD to go down. Or you can kind of just wait it out here, right? Wait for your cooldowns to come back as well. Oh, that move is so good at mid-range against Cagliostro, seems like. Just that advancing move right there. Cagliostro, a lot of her moves, they keep her stationary.
Right,
so,
yeah, like definitely, as like the only move that really goes in like with the Dragon Swirl, like in that you get the wall bounce there. You got to like take that risk, go along, go big.
Yeah,
first attack counter.
Yeah, meanwhile Uno, he's got that big advancing normal. Put in a lot of work already so far.
All right, trying to push into the trap. No can do. Teleport on this side. This time ready again.
Yeah, both times this time too. Not falling for that at all. You can tell SenpaiSpyder is very prepared.
Okay, did hit the combo limit on that, so has to force the reset on it. Just backs away again. Like, again, not going to deal with any traffic something.
Just not allowing that teleport at all. I like it so much. SenpaiSpyder is so prepared right now.
All right, yeah, kind of following up. Goes into the dodge afterwards here. Now you're in the trap here. Get ready. Oh, this time you're getting caught in the other trap into the corner here.
Short ender. Tries to jump out. Does not work. Gets thrown. Overdrive.
Yeah, I like that option. Gets rid of everything on the screen so you get back into it. Reset it to normal, Aaron. We're on set point.
Set point for SenpaiSpyder. I like it. That was also a great anti-air, right? So normally you'd have to worry about, well, what if Kaguya teleports? Well, what if I don't care? I just attack the entire heart of the screen.
Yeah, it definitely feels like SenpaiSpyder is just ready for those situations. Like, I am tired of dealing with these traps. I need to get out. I need to get pushed forward. I'm just going to stop whatever is in my way.
Yeah, parries the rock. Good response to Kaguya by Ronaldo to dodge the parry. But does get a counter here.
Okay, yeah, goes into the, gets into the corner here. Going to get the pause. And here, one more bounce here. Going to get a nice little combo afterwards here. Sets up the single trap.
Good jump. Jumps out of the corner. Spencer need to stay aggressive. Cooldowns. Throw.
Oh, the clash there. And like in the favor of Zombmu here.
Nice whiff punish there. Okay, gets the fireball hit.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of the air traps actually in this, like especially with like how SenpaiSpyder's been playing here. So that's the first time we've seen it. I've seen it again here, trying to like limit those options.
So SenpaiSpyder does have a huge meter advantage here. Jumps out. Wow, nice bait on that.
Yeah, actually gets on the other side too, so has a little like stronger advantage here. Going to get into the wall, but gets the counter right back at you.
Maybe an overdrive soon. Ooh, gets hit by the shish kebab.
Yep. Okay.
Scary. Ooh, nice tech.
Yeah, like SenpaiSpyder.
Oh, this should be it.
It goes into it. Yeah, I'm already taking off the headphones, already doing the fist bump. That is it, and that will be SenpaiSpyder moving on. Again, like I said, SenpaiSpyder's been making waves with the Matera, but seeing the Uno on screen.
Yeah, great choice there. And I think the couple of tools that really made a big difference was that
Pringles, yeah.
yeah. Philly cheesesteak Pringles. Is that some home cooking there with the Philly cheesesteak?
I mean, like, I don't think anything home cooking comes in the Pringles can, but it does look delicious. I would like to try one.
But yeah, I love, that was a really awesome pick there by SenpaiSpyder. Unexpected, right? Like, both of us sat up here thinking, oh yeah, Matera versus Kaguya, that's going to be the match. But it turned out to be that Uno pick was so good because he really controls that upper part of the screen, right? Was completely prepared for all those teleports too. Big counter hits every single time and huge damage. So
yeah, every time an EX teleport, like on either side actually, was trying to switch it up at that point, was ready for it in there, and was able to keep that mid-range game in there. So like converting off of combos from strong hits from far away.
Yeah, that big normal, that big advancing normal actually gave Zombmu a lot of trouble too because like I said, Kaguya has very good pokes, but they're actually just like pokes. They're very stationary, and so with a move like that, it can be very unpredictable to change the spacing suddenly. And with Uno, big damage too is the other thing.
Yeah, exactly. Really, one of the things like with those pokes that Kaguya has is being able to push on push block back into the traps there, like keep an advantage to the player there.
Yeah,
was like every time like any sort of trap setup was happening there, SenpaiSpyder would just say, nope, I'm out of here. I'm
exactly.
out.
I think there was another thing too where there's that normal that they used to erase the air traps pretty often. Mixing in like erasing those as well as parrying like that that spike that comes out of the ground.
Right.
Just really good usage of like really good way to control the neutral there.
Yeah, and I'm so glad we have the skeleton theme for the PS4. Like I saw that last year. It's like I want to comment on that. Shout out.
Sometimes you got to get your groove on.
Yeah, got to go groovy theme for a groovy game.
And speaking of getting your groove on, it looks like we're going to have our next match here. And it looks like it's going to be Wavie versus Professor Nekotech.
Okay, so we were talking about Matera a little bit earlier, so we're probably going to see the Matera from Nekotech for sure.
Wavie looks like they're picking Belial, which is not a bad idea no matter what match you're facing, honestly.
Yeah, Belial is one of those characters that has strong potential. Has definitely has some limits in like some of the options like for light punt, like for the light kick, the light attacks and whatnot. But definitely has it made up for it being able to use 2M, using the command grab afterwards there, and being able to control it, especially with how that projectile works, like pulling it back there, getting some extra plus frames from that.
That is one of those things that's interesting about Belial is that most characters have a certain way that you how fireballs interact with everything in the game, right? You jump over the fireball, you get advantage. Against Belial specifically, they read that you're going to jump over the fireball. That's one way they can get advantage instead and, like, you know, change the spacing of it. So, but it looks like, you know, this could be a thing, yeah. Also, the other thing from Belial is that his reversal EXDP, it gives a lot of advantage relative to most other characters' EXDPs, so...
Oh yeah, and like especially with the light one version, it doesn't go up nearly as high. So like if you get punished on it, you don't get as big of an air combo advantage on that.
Wow, aggressive with a throw already.
All right, already into the corner we are going. There's that fireball coming in. The Get the follow-up. Are immediately going with the butterflies here. Like you have to close that range out there. Going into a 2M, get the command grab, back into the corner. Go, Gus, get the conversion on that.
What's the reset? Looks like just go for L there, right? And eventually Nekotech called it out, but still stuck here, fortunately. Wasn't able to convert. Nice. Yep. Good standing dodge there. Again, the second hit of that H is very punishable. Yeah,
definitely like also using the rush just to get forward and like kind of in there, but still gets command grab before that. We're just back in that neutral territory.
Ooh. Good confirm there. Butterflies are out.
All right, yeah, have to get up. You have to keep on blocking. Go all the way to the corner. You go.
Yeah, once you break those butterflies, there's so much advantage, right? So you gotta be careful. Can't really press the button there. Even if you trade, the butterfly might blow up in your face and give a Matera combo.
Exactly. Or it's like you give away some room at that point.
Wow, forward rush. I like it. Just get them damage. Stuck in the air there, but too far away. But too far away to combo.
Yeah, just got.
Yeah, that was a situation where, you know, you want to use the rush as a part of your combo. That's one thing that's very good for a lot of characters. So good L moves, but can't combo normally. Using a tactical move there to cancel it can be one way to get some extra damage.
Right, and like that's one thing too. Like when you get the tactical move, when you do get the hit, like it's plus on block, but also like when you do get the hit, you can like usually convert that into a combo. Like however, just to get that like extra corner advantage and or whatnot, what have you.
And before we even talk, Wavie whiffed the EXDP, now punishing the corner, 50% of their health gone.
Yeah, just like that. Just he already going the overdrive. Dodges it.
What a read. Good read on that overdrive. Amazing. I don't even know if they knew overdrive was coming, but that was the perfect response.
Oh yeah, absolutely here.
I like the throw there, so as you see, the overdrive gate goes down by a lot every time you get knocked down. And now it's completely gone. Good confirm, counter hit confirm.
Just enough to get down, and we are on set point for Wavie.
Yeah, that looked really bad for Wavie at first, but you know, that dodging that overdrive, I don't even know if it was intentional. Like, I don't even know if the overdrive was coming, but amazing read.
Yeah, there was just a flip of the coin at that point. It's like dodging the overdrive, just like it's Wavie's turn at that point.
Yeah. Okay, spins the meter here, gets a nice mid-screen combo. Yeah, Nekotech did not respect that. Gets knocked down in the corner.
Okay. Yep, goes in, gets a throw.
Back shift. Oh, just keep mashing. Maybe it'll hit.
Yeah, eventually. And that's one of the things. Even in the corner there, you do get a little bit of a vulnerability on the back shift there, so it makes it a little bit easier, but it's still a risky option.
Yeah. So characters without invincible reversal like Matera get additional invincibility on their back shift. So that is a viable.
That's true. Yeah.
Nice bait. Amazing bait on that overdrive.
Yeah, gets followed, gets a couple of hits here, sets up the butterflies at the end there, one down, trying to get it, you've got to deal with the other one now here and just kind of keeping the bay there. Good dodge from Wavie.
Yeah, good block too on that double overhead mix-up. Forward shift, this is advantage. Just backs out, I like it.
Yeah, yeah, nice block, but you can't really get much out of it. And this, hits it out of the way here. We're going on to the final round.
Yeah, that the forward shift or rush, however you want to say it, has physical invulnerability. So a lot of supers and even like just regular strikes just don't work on it.
All right, already in the air, getting throwing out the arrows.
Doesn't try to anti-air that. Very respectful.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Definitely looks like Wavie's looking out for some just waiting for the action to happen, just so he can kind of approach him closer. But you're already having to deal with the butterflies. You're in the air. That's a very dangerous situation there.
Yeah, but Nekotech not trying to spend too much, not trying to overcommit here, right? Just keeping it pretty easy, just backing off as soon as a little bit of disadvantage goes. Good jump, but unable to confirm there. Gets a punish. Back shifts into the corner.
Okay. Yeah. Jumps out of the way. Gets away from the butterfly. But nice dodge.
Yeah, it's a full punish. But drops the combo. And he hits DP. That's so risky, yeah. Sometimes you think, oh, well, I dropped it. They're going to try to punish me, and then they're going to miss their punish and get DP'd me. But no, Nekotech just stayed respectful. Counter does not work. Nice rush there.
All right, goes in with the kind of back away, kind of keeping that respectful. It still has a lot of life on their side.
Yeah, and only 35 seconds left here, too, right? Good timing to maybe just slow the pace down, build some extra meters so you will have a back shift later.
Yeah, Wavie has been...
Whoa, nice anti-air!
Yeah, until that moment, Wavie has just been relying on holding back, just like on the dodge here, but it's change over. We got Skybound Art here,
and I think this is enough.
Yeah, they're already putting up the controllers here.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a very hard, the cinematic comes out, it scales, it kind of scales down there, but it is a finish there. Wavie will be moving on in the bracket.
Yeah, clutch it out there. That anti-air was just so clutch. We haven't seen it be represented up until that point because it is hard to anti-air Matera's command dash, right? That movement is not a little bit awkward, pretty low to the ground, very hard to anti-air, but so good from Wavie there to get that anti-air and just close it out.
Yeah, it definitely was I felt very passive in that final round, was just kind of letting things go. It felt like everything was going Nekotech's way until that moment. It was able to go in there for that.
All right, and with that said, Nekotech will be able to continue in loser. We'll hopefully see her again. But for now, we're going to go ahead and throw it at the break. We'll see you guys soon.
Don't go anywhere.
All right, and we're back with more Combo Breaker 2023, Granblue Fantasy versus Top 24. It's the last few matches until the top 8, which is also, coming up right next. But we are getting right down to the wire with a lot of really good players, playing really tough matches.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite times of it, because you're going to see a lot of top players that sometimes some of them have not made it to top 8 for whatever reason, but you're going to see the expanded universe of Granblue Fantasy versus players, basically.
Yeah, Granblue Fantasy Cinematic Universe. Featuring a lot of people, old and new, right? So a lot of players have been playing Granblue since it came out, but also players who've just picked it up midway, or just some players who played for a while but didn't go anywhere because of the COVID, right?
Right. Yeah, so. Definitely from that, there's been a little bit of time on that, and now they're coming out of the woodwork, and it's who is this person?
Yeah, and that's what's really critical about Granblue Fantasy versus is that one decision in the corner can mean the whole match.
Oh
right?
yeah, no, as soon as it does things to limit how you have the combo limit, you got other things, but it doesn't stop stop you from getting that damage or doing the reset to get more damage afterwards.
Because, like, you know, one combo into super at like a critical point in the match can just change everything, right? So.
And it looks like we're going to go into the next match here. We got Langston versus Tuhojuho.
Yeah, this is a good match. I think Langston put me in losers, but but they're a very solid personal player. Tuhojuho, I also got the pleasure of watching a lot of their matches as well. Very like tricky UL play. And also he represented Finland, right? So that's really awesome.
Yeah, yeah, no, excellent. Like, yeah, have a lot of international representation for Combo Breaker as a whole.
Yeah. Langston is powered up, so like, you know, a potential hit will do a lot of damage. Yeah,
it has still one stock here on the bar, just going in there, canceling out, just kind of like baiting out whatever button that Tuhojuho may have there.
Yeah, but gave up the advantage that Tuhojuho works their way out of the corner. Good, nice stagger there, spending meter to get the EX knockdown. Yeah,
a lot of damage, enough time to actually get a couple of stocks as well.
Ooh, gets a low hit. Overdrive.
Yeah, gets hit by, gets pushed back.
Spends the EX. Okay, gutsy DP there, but that's what you need sometimes.
Yeah, Tuhojuho's been doing I was watching some of the previous matches and was doing a lot of those DPs just to get the extra advantage there, but it was not to be here. Langston just kind of keeps it easy and just knocks it down.
Yeah, I mean, at that situation, it's a very, like, it's not necessarily low risk, but he'll be alive even if the match doesn't work, right? So that's a good opportunity for that. Does get a charge up there. That is one of Percival's, you know, mechanics here, is that he's got those stocks at the top of the screen, the fire attack up, and so when he has them, he can make some of his special moves do, like, more powerful.
Right. Like, especially, you know, like, it makes a complete difference, like how, like, the effects of those moves as well, as you can see here. Get the ball, uses one of those stocks in there, gets blocked on that, just kind of keeping the bay out here, like, watching out for the button, looking out for that Yule dash, actually.
Yeah, good throw tech there. That fireball is one of the best ones in the game. It's very slow, but tons of advantage. Oh, nice bait.
Yeah, big universal overhead counter here. That's going to be a lot of damage here going into that territory where you do have access to super skybound art. Question is, will they be able to use it? Just goes ahead, goes into the rush.
Nice. Getting more advantage there. Out of the corner, gets a low, but didn't confirm it. It's okay, got Foxfire back shift. Tuhojuho again on a pixel here, so that, you know, reversal button is very risky, but rush to get it in, keep the advantage. Does the low, gives up the advantage, but good response.
Okay, yeah, gets a little bit of a combo afterwards here. Yeah, and Langston's been going into that canceling out just to get the poke advantage in there, and it's been working to their advantage.
Yeah, I really like that the way that Langston has been managing his resources. So just overall a good round. Able to clutch it out both times too, right?
Yeah, and like you definitely maybe Tuhojuho was less like more hesitant on going back to the overdrive after the first time. It didn't quite work out in their favor. Just went for the rush to get back into the neutral there.
Great whip punish. Throw gets late tech. Okay. Nope, yeah, doesn't bite on an overhead.
Yeah, stands up in the nick of time here. Gets the follow up on the DP. Charges up, gets a full 5 stock there.
Ooh, nice anti-air. Big damage.
Yeah, that's one of those things about Granblue too, where as soon as you get hit in the air like that, you can really convert in there. You got a little bit of time to work on that. So.
Okay, out of the corner.
Yeah, there's that DP. They're interrupting.
Overdrive. Yeah, it hit meaty, so it worked out there. Just being really aggressive.
Yeah, trying to keep away from Percival's sword here. Gotta get in there, but Wait gets out a button there and goes into the skybound art.
Now this is going to end the overdrive, but it might also end the round.
Yeah, I think we'll see how the scaling works out here, but it may have been in Tuhojuho's favor. Yeah, there it is.
For sure. So I like what Tuhojuho's done here. Really worked that mid-range game, right? So Percival does have some pretty slow moves, and so just by getting right into reach there, Tuhojuho has been able to, like, you know, press their advantage.
All right, kind of keeping, like, going in the bay there. Get follow up the low there, a little bit of a surprise.
Yeah, not a lot of damage because it wasn't charged up with the fire attack up, so not able to get a knockdown or anything like that.
Yeah, like slowly, like this movement has been slowly but surely pushing Tuhojuho back into the corner though.
Yeah, really good by Langston, kind of just forced it, but got hit out of his pressure.
All right, yeah, back into it, like goes into overdrive, gets a little bit of a surprise there, relies on the DP.
Switch sides, but get hit confirmed. Yeah, once again, once you have it one stock, at least it does so much damage. Right in overdrive.
Yeah, just wants to make it as safe as possible there. Get the follow-up, and Langston's been going time and time again using that tactical move in there just to continue the advantage that they have.
Yeah, has full meter, right? You want to spend some so you keep building some. It's not a bad idea. Doesn't confirm, but it doesn't matter. It goes for the feint into throw.
And here we are. We're on set point for Langston here. But Tuhojuho has been fighting back like slowly but surely.
Yeah, I like the previous round, even that option there to, you know, dash in and force the overdrive. I like that just being aggressive here. But ultimately, Langston just solid defense overall.
Yeah, kind of keeping it in there, like goes in, just makes sure to make so charge, uses it immediately to get that corner.
Yeah, that especially does so much more damage than one stock. To get that cinematic like zoom in, like it's a Dragon Ball Smash.
Yeah, and it like especially shows how important they are to Percival's gameplay.
Nice. Tried to pressure there. Tuhojuho with a nice response. Keeping the corner there. Very aggressive again.
All right, yeah, get the follow-up. These lows have been working in Lynx's favor, so trying to, but still pushed into the corner here. Gets in, stands up for the overhead.
Allows Langston a little bit of space, but not much damage there because once again, Langston does not have any stocks. Baited the DP.
Yeah, blocks it, lands on it. Didn't have a lot of block stun afterwards on that. Like, you have block stun in the air. As soon as you land, you still have to continue that block stun.
Yeah. Langston finally does have stocks, and random poke into like a powered up stab will probably kill.
Yeah,
there it is.
Zit gets a connecting flight, and they're all the way into the next round of the tournament for Langston.
Yeah, very solid showing by Langston there. Did let Tuhojuho play a bit of an aggressive game there, especially. But I like that decision making because not allowing Percival to get more stocks is probably part of what mattered there. But Langston eventually able to get a knockdown, get so many stocks, and just close the round out.
Yeah, and there was definitely some experimentation here. Like Tuho was like, okay, how they're going to respond to like what if I do the aggressive overdrive in there, like trying to get into in there, like if I definitely trying to experiment, seeing like what happens, how is the player going to respond if I do this. So
right, and just really solid play. Langston will move on, and I do believe that is the round before top 8 qualifiers. So
I think so. Yeah,
they're probably gonna have to win one more time.
All right, so we got plenty of matches. We're still going down the list. If you think, and not only that, we're in the middle of top 24 to top 8, and if like afterwards there's top 8 still happening on this very stream.
Yeah, so don't go anywhere. It's gonna be, like I like it when kind of you go straight through. It feels like a real tournament, right?
Yeah, like it feels like, and you're along for the ride at that point. It's like, oh, yeah. I can continue watching like whatever I may be doing at home.
Yeah, exactly.
So it looks like we're gonna be having, like I know we have the list on here a second here. So let's we're in the top 24 losers at the moment.
Yeah, looks like to me on the screen, looks like it's going to be Xerom versus Seth.
Okay,
yeah.
I wasn't sure on that. Like usually I've seen Seth wearing the wearing the overshirt, like not wearing the overshirt. So that threw me for a loop for a second. So
yeah, so Seth, I do believe we saw them play a little bit earlier. I think they were playing Ladiva in that match.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Xerom I'm not too familiar with, but if they've gotten to this part of the tournament, they're clearly a very good player.
Yeah, Xerom is a very strong Charlotta player. Definitely has like a lot of I've seen them play a lot, and especially at CEO and all that. Like has been going into very aggressive style of play from them.
Right. I see. Yeah, Charlotta's a character who very small, but then at the same time, like her pokes are they betray her size really. Really good speed on them, really good like range on them as well relative to their size. So
yeah, and definitely has. Like some advantage, like being able to go movement forward with like the spin tactic and all that. And especially also has a move in there where it goes into like basically your demon flip from of fame in there. Like being able to go in there and like change up your options, like keep the game keep it alive basically.
Yeah. So I do think Charlotta, if Ladiva is the pick here, that would be pretty interesting because that is like a close range character versus another close range character. So it might just be like full offense because that can happen here in these situations.
This is I feel like with this matchup a lot of times it's kind of like a mixed bag. Like as soon as Ladiva can get in and get a lot of damage in there, like it just like you're able to get in with the lariat and a few other options on that. Like you can very much snowball that effect there, and like Charlotta can also do that too. But I feel like it's in the favor of Ladiva a lot of times in these matchups.
It can be, yeah, for sure. It really depends on how punishing that Charlotta player goes, because if you bait out a throw and just do max damage with it, right? Let's just say you guess correctly and do a gazillion damage off of your good read. That can change the round completely, right? So it really depends on how Xerom decides to approach this match.
Oh yeah, like no hesitation, no intro for you. Goes into the auto combo, followed by the 2-1-4.
Yeah, good right there to crouch under the lair. Like really good response. And an equally good response from Seth, punishing that demon flow and right into command throw.
Yeah, gets the command throw. Still on the same side there. Having and one of the things that definitely has in terms of mobility, Charlotta's winning on that, but still able to get into this corner here, get the follow up, trying to back out, trying to bait out any sort of button here.
Yeah, I like that decision there. Seth with a knockdown, gets hit by a reversal, so it's a move.
Okay, catches on there, but actually gets clipped by that on the side there.
Good bait. Yeah, good block.
Yeah, really good block on the drop kick. Just does it again anyway after the back shift.
Yeah, okay. Really, like, delayed bait there, right? Seth, it looked like they did try to bait out the reversal, but Xerom did it late, and so that worked out in their favor.
Yeah, you definitely, like, with Wavie, you have to commit to a lot of the options that she has, so.
Good offense here from Xerom. Just baiting out here.
All right, getting in. Follow. Holy Ladder comes out to play.
Yeah, nice anti-air.
And yeah, go does it again. So nice, we do it twice.
Yeah, not allowing it at all. Good confirm here in the corner.
Yeah,
goes low.
Yeah, chooses the yellow option on that, and like trying to get in with that big boot.
Oh, what a read! Just that slight delay. You know, universal overhead beats out that throw type move. And Xerom with a quick 2-0.
Yeah, and that's how much you can shift in the favor for like Xerom. This is the type of play that I've seen from them in the past as well. Like where you're just like kind of in your face, keep it going, like no stopping. We don't have any brakes in this vehicle, not at all.
And you know, Xerom isn't really solid with those anti-airs as well. Just not allowing Seth to really play the idea, but Seth did get a good anti-air there.
Yep, gets a poke. Big, heavy attack.
Again, does not allow the throw to come out. Good pressure from Xerom. Just completely safe here, right? Again with an anti-air. Back shift.
Okay.
Block all three. And okay, I like the throw there. Forces attack.
Yeah, so in the favor of Xerom going into the corner here, just going in, catches on the jump out.
Yeah, Xerom just has all the right answers here, right? Just such an impeccable offense here. Pretty much getting everything they want. And they're in chip damage right here. And Seth does not have overdrive, so even though they had no choice, because if they try to block that, they're just going to die.
Yeah, and already like 3 very quick rounds in here, we're going into set point for Xerom.
Nice, baits out the throw. I like that. Run straight up, just pretend you're going to throw, just jump over.
Yeah, you did get the connection there, but also like you do use a lot of resources with that. Gets a command grab back in the corner, going to even out the life bar so far here. Jumps on the other side with that dive.
Yeah, but unfortunately, not to keep the pressure going. Did let them out, but Seth again with a combo.
Yeah, slams it down. Yeah, get the follow up.
Oh, good response.
I like that Xerom is like not afraid to like fill these gaps in with their own swords.
Yeah, it's just like, you know, it's just really risky for Seth equally, right? Because that damage is actually adding up very quickly. Nice anti-air, but missed it, but doesn't matter, I guess.
Yeah, it looks like Seth tried to go for the command grab afterwards there. Not enough to kill yet, but next one tries to back away. Doesn't want to deal with it. Is in chip damage territory.
Yeah, great punish there. So Lariat is a very good move, but it only hits people who are standing, even though Charlotta's so short.
Yeah.
She can crouch under it and punish. And most characters can do that, but Charlotta does do a lot of damage, and that was one of the things we saw at the very first part of the match, but then ended up mattering at the end of the match too. So Xerom just solid the whole way through.
Yeah, definitely was just like felt very focused on that, like ready, like I'm ready to play my game plan. I don't care what you're trying to do. I'm just going to make sure that the movement I do matters.
Yeah, exactly. Punish everything that Ladiva tries to get away with, right? Ladiva, you know, is a character who kind of has to make hard reads to get in, but as long as you don't get to that point of the game, then you never have to worry about necessarily being in the situation. So
yeah, and I've definitely been seeing a couple of Ladiva Fastiva players playing like with, especially like going into the rush, getting like amazing combos on it, going on like tearaway across the screen, especially with the more recent changes in the game. Yeah. But it's but yeah, like unfortunately was not able to get any of that started. Was having to play the game that Xerom wanted to play and trying to back away, saying it's like trying to make the decision for that. Yeah. So
and I think Xerom just played an immaculate game, and because of that they're going to move on.
All right. So we're going on to the next match. We're going to have Dudeakoff come back on the screen. Is this right? Is it Dudeakoff versus Langston?
Looks like it, yeah. And that means that because it is the part of the bracket that is further down, it is likely that the winner of this is going to advance to top 8.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, we're going to see that happening here. Like on that, we got like. Yeah, these are all qualifying matches. So you've got to look forward to whoever wins here. You're going to look forward to them happening in the top 8 part of the stream.
So Dudeakoff, we saw them earlier. They've played a 6-mirror against Shuaboo, and Shuaboo did come out on top of that. But Dudeakoff, we may see go to something else. Langston, we've seen Percival already. Just overall, just a really good resource management. Very, very good at taking advantage of, even though they don't have the meter, able to eventually, get the fire attack up and then close out matches with big damage.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Percival's is a character that just kind of goes well in most situations altogether. Like definitely, I feel like one of those characters that it's like, oh, I don't have as much of a problem compared to other characters that may have a significant disadvantage, even in like the Matera versus Percival matchup.
Yeah, I think Percival in general is considered to be a character with very few bad matchups. Well, I have seen players counterpick with Catalina because that is just one of the fundamental things. His big heavy slash is pretty vulnerable to certain moves of certain speed of size, but you may not see that be a factor here at all because it's rare that Matera will not stop shooting. But
yeah, it's like can't stop all time. I'm playing a first-person shooter over here.
Yeah, but yeah, seeing Dudeakoff go back to Matera here, I guess it was just a 6 for the mirror, but
yeah, maybe it was like saying I maybe felt better about it in that case, but we are in the future here. We are making history right here at the moment here. Dudeakoff versus Langston. Let's go.
Yeah, winner of this will advance to top 8, and so both players definitely just one more and it can be top 8, right? But that is often the hardest part.
Yeah, it's also the most stress-inducing at that point.
Yeah. Is this more or less valuable than a burrito? Who can say it?
Oh, that is that's an question only every individual has to answer in a different way.
Yeah. So Langston does get one fire attack up here. Again, that makes all of his pokes do a lot more damage, right? But right now, being kept out by Dudeakoff.
All right, so like a couple instant blocks there, just kind of getting damage, but gets into rush afterwards. And like the good tactical move rush in there for especially for Matera has been like a fantastic option for him.
Yeah, and he jump into low there, gets good damage here, but misses the combos and can't set back up. But I like that because you can set up mid-screen. Matera was never a character who could do that previously. But 50 meter, he'll let you do that, and you build meter back once you start hitting your opponent too. So, as Langston just kept out the entire time. Yeah,
definitely felt pretty strong. Barely got hit on them that entire round. Yvonne sets up the single butterfly.
Okay, tries to get a little bit of bait there, but just stuck blocking these projectiles again. Tries to jump over, does not work out.
Yeah.
Fireball trades.
He goes in for the overhead, stands up in time.
Good dodge there, but still not quite in range. Gets one fire.
Yeah, got a little bit poked for that, but probably in place of getting the stock, probably worth it.
Yeah, but just being kept out completely here. This is one of the hardest matchups for him, but using that one stock gets big damage right away. Now in the corner.
Yeah, definitely got a little bit of movement here. Activated overdrive, gets hit by it.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. And once again, Dudeakoff just playing a solid zoning game and just keeps Langston out completely.
Yeah, definitely showing thinking about is this the right right choice for that matchup? Clearly, it is.
Yeah, there used to be a pretty good option for Percival to kind of just invincible through some of those projectiles, but it's a big risk, right? So especially in this version where it's not quite as prominent. So just overall, very solid play from Dudeakoff keeping Langston out.
Yeah, already setting up the butterfly to get in follow, interrupts. Will Percival getting out of the corner with an extra stock in hand here.
Spends the EX, just trying to keep that space, but has one more. But yeah, does not have the life lead, so you can't reverse turtle here. Does get in finally after the summon.
Okay, gets a nice little counter here. Go follow it up. Goes into the tick throw. Charges up another one just in case.
Ooh, good response from Dudeakoff there. Just get out of the corner. Yeah, back to mid screen. Langston has to work all the way to get back in now.
All right, yeah, kind of dodging on a couple of them, trying to pass through.
Here comes the butterflies. That is one of the opportunities where you can kind of get in. Once the butterflies come out, that's the one opportunity you have.
Right, there's a little bit of slow gap on that, to get in here. Most of it is kind of keeping just outside the range of Percival's sword, actually.
It's hard, though, because you have to react to the fact that she is doing those butterflies, just swing right into it. But that's just one of the most difficult things to do in this game.
Right, and we saw it early on. Dudeakoff was sending out the single butterfly, actually, on there, too. Just changing it up a little bit and throwing out with the low arrows just to avoid hitting them, just to keep them in bay, keep limiting your options.
Trade there does not work out on Langston's favor. Tries to jump over, but still stuck on the other side of the screen. Really working hard to get in there. Okay, good dodge, but again, Dudeakoff knew it was coming, just dashed right over it.
Yeah, dashes with get the 2 hits on the U here. Got aggressive overdrive here. Get the follow up. Still in favor of the play. Gets caught in there, and that's going to be a big chunk of damage. That's probably it. That's definitely it.
That was really aggressive, but I like the decision there. It ended up paying off in a big way because in that situation, well, one hit's going to kill, right? And that's all you need sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes just make absolutely sure that you have finished your play.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one of those things that's risky gamble at times where it's well, if this doesn't work out, then I'm going to make a backflip, right? But I guess Dudeakoff was just so confident that they'd be able to keep Langston out regardless. And so I like that decision right there. Just close it out early.
Yeah. And we basically have seen a couple of matches where it's just been like rolling in the favor of one player. Like Xerom was able to like roll out there, get like some excessive damage in there, and like keep the opponent like just at bay. We saw that again with Dudeakoff.
Yeah, and that's one of the things about Granblue Fantasy Versus is that there are very defined roles in some matchups where it's like, well, my character has to get in against your character, right? And so that sometimes there's very defined matchup for some matchups, and so if you're not as good at that particular role, sometimes you do see counter picks, right? But then in that situation, you know, Langston stuck with his gun, just went with Percival again, but ultimately Dudeakoff just zoning was just so powerful there.
Right, like definitely shown in. Congrats, gunning all the way into top 8.
Yeah, very good showing from Dudeakoff. Matera into top 8 now. We know SenpaiSpyder also played Matera, but you know, this time with the Uno, a bit of a wild card there, but it'll be pretty good to see what they do in top 8.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Like now that we like thrown that card on the table, will it happen again?
Yeah,
potentially.
Exactly.
We're gonna
might have to get the double blind guy to come out.
No, yeah. I haven't seen a double blind pick in so long. I need that in my life. I need like come on, like just, like whisper in the ear. I'll have to make the guess. I haven't seen that in so long. Someone make that happen.
Yeah, bring it back. All right, let's see. It looks like up next is 2D McGee. It looks like they won one of their matches and is back up into the situation where they can win into top 8 here. 2D McGee versus Havaniceday, which I've also seen play earlier. Havaniceday in bracket was playing a lot of Beelzebub.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's a character you don't see a whole lot of nowadays, actually.
Yeah, extremely aggressive with the usage of meter, too. I like the decision-making that they went for, especially in bracket, right? When you're in bracket, you definitely want to be aggressive, right? Because when you're aggressive, you can sometimes catch people off guard. And so just really spent a lot of time aggressively spending the resources, just going for mix-ups as fast as possible. But against that will be 2D McGee. You know, Zeta versus Beelzebub is a pretty interesting matchup because the suction move it has kind of a bit of a different, like it interacts interestingly with Zeta's counter. So
right. Yeah, it kind of goes goes back into play, especially like when you're trying to if you're trying to go in with Zeta, like if you're going into the poker stick afterwards on that, like you're having to deal with like a whole bunch of different options, and Beelzebub has a lot of very big moves.
Yeah, for sure. That's one of the main calling cards of Beelzebub, just like giant fireball too, right? It takes up so much space. That could be one thing that we might see here, but you know, Zeta has the fireball breaking move, so kind of just depends on who has the momentum here, I think.
All right, letting the intros rock here a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, this could be the last match of your tournament, one way or the other, right?
Yeah, you like want to get involved, like sometimes you just gotta get that like little bit of extra moment in there, just get the like a little bit of breathing exercise in there, just get those final breaths in there before you begin.
Yeah, I get nervous though.
Oh, yeah.
I just press the button usually.
Yeah, just press the button, the one that says win.
Okay, let's see how it goes here.
All right, immediately going into the dive.
Yeah, aggressive dive, but gets hit by EX Fireball. And good usage of that poke there to get the EX knockdown.
All right, getting pushed into the corner little by little.
Yeah, they both just jump away there, right?
Yeah, and I'm not, like Havaniceday relying on the EX version of the Fireball where it has a single one pulled out. And there's that vacuum that you were talking about earlier.
I think they dodged it, which is what allowed them to throw. Send EX projectile, throw it right away.
Okay, yeah, gets on the other side. God, nice anti-air.
Yeah. Good response there. Still a bit of pixel health left, but no overdrive available, so this chip matters a lot. Goes for a punish tactical move right there.
Oh yeah, kind of keeping at bay with the long-range fireball, and yeah, you got that covers 360 degrees.
Yeah, that or BP, you know, it's got short range, but you know, it does hit on both sides, so that is pretty good for that. So tries to dive into that.
Yeah, Havaniceday continuing to go on the EX Fireball, just kind of keeping that, like, just not relying on anyone, going in through the dive bomb.
That is one way to get a lot of advantage against Beelzebub because, you know, that is one of the ways Havaniceday is trying to get in, using the dive. And so if you're able to anti-air consistently, you might be able to, you know, prevent him from coming in too often.
Gets him out and goes in for a throw afterwards.
Teleport. Good defense here for 2D. Unfortunately, that dive, using the advantage at a good throw. EX projectile into command throw super. No, nice.
Yeah, caught in the air on that, like able to get out of it, to get a little bit of damage on there, get the follow-up.
Jumping dive is not EX, so it is techable. Again with a dive.
Yeah, gets the follow-up attack afterwards here, just going in the middle. Go to the low, again the fireball, this time just parries him.
Yeah, good choice to not do a follow-up there, it is risky. Good pressure, but not cracking there. Risky fireball there, but
worked out in their favor, was like able to like block it in time. However, couldn't block the rest of it here.
Yeah, good spacing there on that normal, and 2D McGee going down 1-0.
Yeah, I'm noticing that Havaniceday has to spend a lot of EX to get in and like keep up the pressure that like we haven't had to see from previous other characters.
Yeah, you have to be able to break one of those moves so that they can't just keep the advantage on you. But unfortunately, 2D McGee does fall for the throw bit here. EX knockdown.
Oh yeah, gets grabbed, a good tech.
Okay, good counter. Throw. Maybe 2D McGee gets started here. Back shift.
Yeah, had enough room for the back shift on there, getting the follow-up after the dive.
Counter, too far away, just holds it. But unfortunately, the suction is waiting for it.
Yeah, just very close proximity on that.
Yeah, good confirm there. I like that. Using the forward rush to confirm normal, that's, you know, with no additional EXs there, right? Just uses it that way, close out the round.
Battle 2.
And here we are, Havaniceday on set point here.
Yeah, very dominant so far. 2D McGee has to do something to make it work. But yeah, as you saw right there, that frag only breaks the first hit of the EX. It's not a viable option in this situation.
Throwing on the fireballs here, yeah.
But yeah, maybe just using the fireball more while the fireball's not available, as long as you can bait the anti-air. But jumps right into that anti-air, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's one of those problems there, trying to get in, get anti-air for it, and you get a full combo on that, gets stuck in the corner. Finally getting out of it on it gets followed up with the rush. Hold on, the parry just waits it out at the end here.
Yeah.
Trying to get another anti-air, but just like landed a little too far away.
Clash, but the clash cancel from Havaniceday wins out there. DP? I'm not sure if that was intentional, but 2D McGee not able to capitalize. No damage there.
Yeah, that's one of those rare, those critical moments here. Is like if you could block the DP, like definitely one of the most. It feels like to me one of the most unsafe moves in the game.
Yeah, good bait there by Havaniceday. Keeping pressure, stuck with this Dudeakoff, but finally 2D McGee gets a confirm. Can he get the offense going here? Okay, delayed dash down. I like it.
Has the chance.
Safe jump, overdrive.
Oh. Goes for it, yeah, has a stagger afterwards, does nothing.
Yeah, that hits. This is going to be rough. Just goes low from Havaniceday. Good pressure there. And unfortunately, 2D McGee will be going home now.
All right, yeah, like really good to see like some Zeta representation in the bracket as well. But like we're seeing a lot of like Havaniceday like playing the Beelzebub. Like that's a character that like when that character first came out was a little overtuned in some ways. They definitely like down-tuned it on that. It's like really surprised to see it, but really interesting to see that having the effect that it does to get into top 8.
I think that that really hyper aggressive play from Havaniceday is very effective because you don't know how aggressive they're going to be, but it's hard. It is really hard to anti-air the dive, right? And so I think for the entire match, 2D McGee did seem like they were on their back foot a lot, like trying to deal with the aggression from the fireballs, the EXs, and so on and so forth. So, but near the end, started to see a little bit more, right? Started to get some knockdowns finally, but at that point it was already too late. I do think at that point it looks like Havaniceday was just too far ahead.
Right, and especially the option. Like anytime that 2D McGee was trying to get in, like the anti-air option was just always there and able to get like a nice little combo on it afterwards, just getting like on the counter damage from it.
Yeah, really solid too. And I think there was a couple of critical misses there. I think that like Havaniceday had accidentally DP'd in the middle of the block chain, right?
Unfortunate.
So, but 2D McGee was not able to capitalize, just not in the right headspace maybe. So.
Right. So that would be like, yeah, Havaniceday moving on here. We're going to get back in there. We got more matches happening. We got Zombmu coming back on there versus JPV Axenstar.
All right, JPV Axenstar, again, it's going to have their hands full with Zombmu. Zombmu losers as well. Got counterpicked by SenpaiSpyder with their Uno. Could they go to a different character as well? It's definitely possible, but we do know they're very solid with Cagliostro, so I do expect that to be picked again here.
Yeah, like I'm not imagining any like major changes here. Although like I've already been surprised like at least multiple times in this bracket already. So
right, you never know what'll be chosen, right? So
like for example, changing it to English.
Well, I do. That one is predictable. We do see Zombmu go to that a lot. So.
Okay. So you can see here, I hope you're having a good time watching all this Combo Breaker 2023 action. We have so many streams, so many. It is just good to be back here in Chicago for
Absolutely,
this.
Yeah. Chicago, I started to come out here because of Frosties, and I love the city, so come back from Combo Breaker, right? That's how it goes.
Oh yeah, just getting a lot of games on. There's so many games here, like it's hard to keep track of. I'm just, I came in with a group of friends. I want to like cheer on the homies, in there, but it's like trying to keep it out. I have a whole spreadsheet. It's like, okay, I gotta go to this. I I got to go here. I got to make sure. Oh, my friend hit top 48. Oh no, what do I do? I got to go back and forth here, trying to make sure to like cheer them on, like be that cheerleader for them.
Yeah, that is the crazy thing about Combo Breakers. It's just so many streams, so many games on at the same time, right? If this isn't Cover Key necessarily, well, we forgive you, but you can watch something else, right? There's just so much Combo Breaker action today.
Oh yeah, you do the multi-stream thing, like show different ones, like show me Granblue Fantasy.
Exactly. And so speaking of showing you Granblue Fantasy, this is one of the last 2 qualifying matches into top 8, and top 8's going to start right after this, so don't go anywhere.
Okay, and it looks like we're going to get Cagliostro versus Matera here.
Yeah, we saw, we did see SenpaiSpyder counterpick this specific matchup, Matera versus Cagliostro, and we might see why, because I do know that, Matera does not have an invincible reversal on her own, and so that is one of the difficult things about this match, is once you start dealing with Cagliostro's pressure, that can be really hard to deal with. So.
Right. Yeah, and the only way you really have a reversal is with Skybound Art. And the problem is, like, now that you have all the different options, that are, like, sometimes they're better options for Matera to have, like the tactical rush and whatnot.
The back rush, too, is also very powerful, so... but we could see, again, we saw earlier Dudeakoff very aggressive with tactical, the forward rush, just to get the damage and the knockdown for the setup. So, that is one way to tackle this matchup, just be really aggressive. And I do think that Matera can attack at like a 45-degree up angle, which is pretty helpful against Cagliostro. But Cagliostro could also teleport up there too, so you never know. And it looks like a button check.
Looks like we may having like some button issues actually here, just making sure like everything's going. Okay, they're getting the headset set up, it looks like here. Yeah. So
some people, they switch to English, so you want to hear the English voices when you get there, right?
Yeah. You want to make sure. Otherwise? You want to there are certain games, especially where sound cue issues are very much key. Like BB Tag, like that's a game that I can't play without sound, without the sound.
Yeah. Because how are you going to hear like someone's summon being called, right?
Exactly.
I guess you could look at like the top left corner of the screen, but that's really hard. You should get to pay attention to something else.
Okay, testing out. I'm trying to make sure that's all working here. Again, the amount of I'm glad that Granblue Fantasy Versus was one of the larger games here at Combo Breaker too. It's been it didn't get the fair shake because of pandemic happened, all that. Kind of felt like immediately for our local we got to do 1 monthly of it, and it's like okay, this is pretty good, we can grow this, and then had to go away for a little bit.
Yeah, it really speaks to how passionate everyone who plays this game likes it, right? They kept playing it, and as I mentioned before, Combo Breaker has grown both years of this game has been here. And that's not something you expect from a game that's so far into its life cycle. Usually most games are on the downturn, but Granblue Fantasy Versus is just staying solid. The community coming out and supporting it.
Yeah, and definitely very passionate about there. I've seen seen people holding up the icons, the graphics from the chat lobby. I love that. I love that so much.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's lots of different ways to get into this fandom specifically, because Granblue is an IP that lots of people love, right? And so it's great to see it continue to be represented out here, in fighting games and at Combo Breaker no less.
Oh yeah. Looks like we may be good. Headphones are on. We are ready to rock.
And again, this does look like it's going to be a Cagliostro versus Matera matchup. It does go right into, how the momentum goes initially, right? So it looks like Axenstar is going to back off and try to summon butterflies here. Gets a short hit there.
Okay, going in for the low.
Yeah, Zombmu aggressive, not even confirm that, but does get the anti-air.
All right, goes ahead and sets up the trap. And there it is, sets up EX teleport. You're going to use all parts of the trap.
Yeah, Axenstar tried to move, it looks like. Got tagged there, got pulled into the rest of the damage. They're aggressive here, forcing Axenstar to stay put, and another aggressive rush into confirm.
And that's what you got to do against Matera. You got to keep her locked down.
Yeah, just her, Cagliostro's run speed is also quite quick, and so that can also be a way to just to pressure Matera as well.
All right, goes in with the Bison Slide afterwards, jumping on the other side. A little bit of a mix-up territory happening here.
Yeah, but Zombmu blocks it very convincingly. Stuck out there, use the 2M rush, just keep the Oki going here.
Okay, Butterfly's coming out to play here, goes in for a low after the jump.
Yeah, I like that fuzzy, go right in low. Looks like Zombmu tried to fuzzy press the button there, but got tagged. Looks like it's going to close it. No, not quite,
but does get the perfect in the end after that reset there.
Yeah, good decision there. I think Axenstar is going to play this as aggressively as possible, it looks like. Because, that early rush, as you mentioned before, just use that to set up the knockdown, use the butterflies to continue the corner push.
All right, going in. Trying to use another EX. Going to lose that resource here because it got hit.
Wow, good response.
Yeah, clears away the traps afterwards here. Going to get the follow-up.
Teleport. Dodged it. I like that, actually. But Once again, Zombmu relentless, just like a zombie.
Yeah, you know, like going through the back shift there to get away from it. Gets hit by the butterflies, throws Cavalieroso all the way back into the other side.
Yeah, trade there, works in Zommu's favor, gets an anti-air, spends the rush, gets another hard knockdown. Spends another rush, staying aggressive here. Throw gets tech, because a back throw would have probably killed.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, that looked like a mistake, yeah.
Yeah, that looked like it was trying to get the wrong trajectory there, and like Zombmu was able to finish it out.
Yeah, lightning fast round here.
Yeah, like on both sides, actually. It's just like back and forth there quite a bit.
Yeah, they're making all their choices as soon as possible, it looks like. Just jumps right in, as we mentioned.
Yeah, trying to keep it safe in there. Yeah, like using those pokes in there. Gets caught by the first trap, teleports to the other side.
Yeah, gonna get the side switch to get the max of the damage here, and the corner carry.
Yeah, it does hit the combo limit though, but catches on the back shift.
Yeah. Gonna be big damage. And get a pretty beefy rock there, right? For even more advantage. Dodge, but just stuck in the corner here, and no meter at all for Axenstar.
Yeah.
It's gonna be really hard to get out.
All gas, no brakes.
Yeah.
We're just going all the way here.
Just another quick round, but I guess, like, you know, we do that as early as possible. The less resources you have when you get in, right?
Yeah, exactly. All right, kind of trying to keep that bay a little bit. We're going back to like what was happening for Axenstar that first round, and we're back into the corner, just like in that very first round.
Tries to get out and managed to get out. Did not get anti-air that time. Could be a lucky but great break for Axenstar. Does not pop the butterfly. Popped it this time now, though.
Yeah, so get him in, catches on the low there, but doesn't get the convert.
Okay. Wow, there's the side switch. Yeah, that was such a good, you know, offensive play right there.
Yeah, opposite charge a little bit of the rock there, just to have a little bit of extra insurance there. Throws it out there. And it's like kind of setting the minefield, just making sure that like Matera has very little options to trying to approach Cagliostro.
Yeah, I like those little short jumps there. Normally it does get it, has meter, but I don't think it'll kill with supers. We're probably gonna see a setup here.
Okay, yeah, charges up the rock quite a bit here. Get the follow-up, sends it out there, goes in extra hit, EX teleport.
Ooh. Yeah, I didn't try to press the advantage there, and Zombmu is going to get the punish for the kill.
Yeah, single hit confirmed into Skybound R. Zombmu will be moving on into top 8.
Yeah, just solid play there. I mean, both players were extremely aggressive that time. I mean, even as you saw in defense there, Axenstar went for like a Russell Skybound art, but you know it's risky, right? Because obviously, you know, once you get a block, it can't be punished.
Yeah, especially you're in the corner, you got to worry about the wall bounce, and like Zombmu definitely has like all those Cagliostro setups on point there.
Yeah, so really great decision making there. Zombmu, you know, no stranger to top 8, right?
No. Like I think if you've looked at back Granblue versus, I think there's very few that Zombmu has not been involved in the top 8.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a little bit of a surprise on the loser side, but you know, like we're gonna see that, like see what happens in the future with that as we go into top 8.
True. And you know that counter pick, like I said, the double blind guy might have to come out, right? And you know if they do match up again with SenpaiSpyder and Zombmu, they might have to see, you know, oh yeah, you pick first. No, you pick first.
No. Like let's maybe bring back the blind pick. That's all I'm asking.
All right, and so it looks like it's going to be the final matchup tonight. Well, for now, for this particular block, we are going to go right into top 8 as soon as this is over. But Comp Breaker 2023 top 24 is going to end with Professor Nekotech versus Xerom.
So we're going to go back into another Matera match versus Xerom's Charlotta.
So this is another matchup where one player can be extremely aggressive on either side, right? Because, you know, Matera, as you see, she is a good zoning character, but she can also choose to spend resources to be aggressive instead, right? And her mix-ups are pretty deadly. Xerom, on the other hand, played an extremely solid game against Ladiva. Didn't really let Ladiva get any of her like tricky things started. So maybe we'll see another very solid game plan from Xerom. I do know that Holy Ladder is not like necessarily the fastest anti-air.
It isn't, no.
But it can be very hard to anti-air Matera, so we might see Professor Nekotech go for a very aggressive start.
Yeah, I could see that, but again, Xerom, kind of what we saw earlier, I've like every time I've seen them play, it's been just a very aggressive, just in-your-face style with that. Yeah. So like making sure to get that knockdown, going into the jump step, using those options in there afterwards and on there, like kind of getting that corner advantage.
Yeah, and it's worth mentioning too, Charlotta has an invincible versatile, but Matera does not, right? So if Charlotta gets going with very aggressive block strings, she could just do a ton of chip damage, even just force Nekotech to make a potential mistake that, you know, could cost them the round, right? So I'm interested to see how they handle that pressure there, because, you know, one of you know, Charlotta can get a lot of advantage by using her slashes, right? And so using that to kind of pressure people endlessly is one way that Charlotta can really frustrate people and make them make mistakes.
Oh yeah, that's just kind of your ideal rushdown character in that.
Yeah.
To just make you think twice about what you are doing.
Also, the other thing too is Charlotte has a very interesting jump arc. It's different from a lot of other characters in this game, especially if she chooses to cancel early. So it could be something that comes into play as well.
Yeah, definitely has some really good options on the jump in, like with jump A, especially.
All right, you know, it's the last game, so we might as well let the last play. Oh, never mind. We're not letting play it at all.
We're just going to let the Charlotte part rock.
Yeah. So it looks like Nekotech mixing a little bit of aggressive end with a little bit of zoning here. Gets tagged by the EX move, though.
Yeah, already used a lot of EX resources here just to get the pushback. He gets the second hit on the auto combo. Doesn't get the catch. Tries to go for the throw. A little too far away, unfortunately, here.
Yeah, the whip throw mix-up never fails.
Yeah, definitely like kind of shifting on it. Yeah,
that should be it.
Yeah, Demon flip into the C, the grab afterwards here. One more to go, down.
Yeah, that's one of the most damaging starters that she has in the corner. And so it only hits people who are standing, but at the same time, she does have the high option, right? It's not nearly as damaging as that, but it's definitely something you have to watch out for.
Yeah, definitely, especially early on there, like when you can kind of mix it up, like you can't, it's not an option you can kind of consistently go for.
Yeah, so Xerom staying aggressive, gets another stagger hit.
All right, goes in the Holy Ladder afterwards. One more for it. Got good dodge on the B.
Yeah, but still stuck here. Finally gets a hit. Just trying to
baits out with the neutral jump there. Gets a big, strong, heavy attack there afterwards.
Wow. Great dodge there. And, you know, it's hard to really attack back in Charlotte. She's like a little buzzsaw, you know?
Yeah.
Little table saw there, just like spinning. And like, well, if I put my hand in there, I might just die.
It's like, there's a reason why there's OSHA standards. It's like, do not touch.
Yeah, I like that running dodge there from Xerom, too.
All right, kind of crossing over, trying to approach on that, like, a little bit more aggression happening from Nekotech.
Yeah, keeping Nekotech is keeping Xerom out here. But Xerom is finally kind of in, but once again, Xerom is not really overcommitted at any point, right? Has never gone for like a truly YOLO thing. He's gone for a lot of staggers.
Yeah, definitely. I kind of keeping all the options in the bay. Like, opted to go in, trying to go for the throw afterwards here, but still has the corner. Catching on, Matera getting out of there, though.
Yeah, but gets that sweep. Kind of staying, keeping it close to the chest. Another jump in, Nekotech respecting it, but does get swept.
Yeah, nice use of 2U there.
Stuck in the corner still. Tried to press a button. They're dead.
Yeah, going to go finish it. There's that spin. Got to watch out for the buzzsaw blade.
Yeah. Just again, it's really hard to hit the Charlotte out of it, and even that attempt to just escape the corner got matched by Xerom, right? Just meeting the timing, staying really stuck to them.
Yeah, using that big 5M there just to kind of keep it at bay. It goes so long, but another counter from the overhead.
Yeah, great bait on the throw there. Look at the huge damage.
Okay, opt to go for the low. There it is again.
This should be it.
You know, after I said, like, yeah, you probably only see that once. You see it again at the beginning and at the very end.
Yeah, it's a risky option, but if it hits, it's literally so much damage. And when you've got that much of a life lead, right, you can take some, big risks there. Because even if you get punished, you still got a lot of life to work with. And with that, in a quick fashion, Xerom advancing all the way to top 8.
Yeah, I feel like Xerom the entire time was like, I need to do a speed run here. I need to get top 8 as soon as possible. I got places to beat.
Yeah, I got places to beat. I got people to beat. So, So it looks like, a lot of the players will be in top 8. I think if you've been watching Granblue Fantasy versus a lot of these players, there's no mystery there, right? So Shuaboo has been playing for quite some time, qualified in top 8 on winners. It looks like SenpaiSpyder, as what we saw with the counter pick earlier, will be also in winners as well.
Yeah.
BePaw, a very dominant fairy player, also made it to top 8 over 2D McGee, and then Wavie. Again, also had that really critical game as well, right? I believe it was the Belial player.
Oh, yeah. I was playing Belial, and I believe was also playing some other characters, so we might have a character switch at that point on there, too. So we got Dudeakoff versus Zombmu also happening here. And we're going to have the bracket coming up for you right here, right now, so you can look at it together with us here. So as you were saying, we've already talked about Shuaboo and SenpaiSpyder. We've already talked about Wavie and BePaw, but we have Dudeakoff and Zombmu coming up. And then we have, as you saw before, Xerom versus Havaniceday.
Yeah, that's going to be a slugfest for sure, because we've seen both of those players be extremely aggressive. They're just going to be hitting every button with each other. And Dudeakoff versus Zombmu, as we saw, Zombmu is quite good at that Matera matchup, so maybe Dudeakoff has something in their sleeve up as well, but that'll be interesting to see as well. So very diverse top 8 yet again. Can't wait to see it. And you can see it here right after this.
Yeah, you don't have to go anywhere. You can just stay on the same channel.
So you can just be here, and we'll see you guys soon.
All right, take it easy.
Bye-bye.